Welcome back to the final episode in this 4-part mini-series about why do women fake orgasms? Now, over the last 3 episodes, we've broken down the psychology, the pressure, the mental blocks, and what's really going on in our mind. Now, we're not going to analyze anymore. We're going to try and fix it. Lower the faking and bring back more of those real orgasms. This episode, we're going to talk about what to say, how to say it, how to respond, how to relax, and how to create a dynamic where she doesn't feel like she needs to fake, and you don't feel confused. No blame, no pressure, just clarity. And before we go into solutions, I want to give you a little context on why I approach things the way I do. My name's Chris Hodgson. I'm a former adult performer and professional companion. And my work has put me in positions where people were sometimes unusually honest about their private lives. Women trusted me. They trusted me with things they didn't feel safe saying out loud, things about their bodies, their insecurities, their mental blocks, and what they were struggling with internally. And men, they would come to me trying to understand why connection felt hard, why things felt off, and what they were missing. So I wasn't just watching relationships. I was in the middle of the conversations. And over time, something became very clear. Most issues around intimacy isn't always about technique. They're not always about effort. And they're rarely about attraction. They're about emotional safety. They're about insecurity. They're about people not knowing how to be honest without hurting each other. Look, I didn't fix people. I merely helped them understand each other. And in my experience, that's usually all that's needed. So this episode is about how do you do that? Now, if you take nothing from this series, take this. Your job isn't necessarily to always make her orgasm. Your job is to make her feel safe enough to always try. Because when a woman feels unpressured, unjudged, unobserved, emotionally safe, her body will naturally open. Now, this is the foundation. Okay, men, how to set the tone. Most men think they need to do more, but usually you need to do a little less. Your tone should be calm, unreactive, grounded, unbothered. That means you don't say things like, "Did you finish? Was that good? I'm the best, right? Well, why didn't you finish?" Instead of that, you say, "Hey, I love being with you. Ugh, you turn me on so much. Hey, there's no rush. We're absolutely fine. I'm here with you." Now, this tells her, I'm not waiting for a performance. And that removes pressure instantly. Now, if she doesn't get there, here's exactly what to do. And this is critical. If she doesn't orgasm, your response should be no mood shift, no disappointment, no withdrawal, no tension, and no silence. Just warm, steady. Again, say things like, "That was still really good. I love being with you. We don't have to go anywhere." Things like this tell her, I'm not keeping score, which makes her more likely to open up the next time. Now, if you think she's faking, what do you say without, blowing up? Don't confront. Don't accuse. Instead of, "Are you faking it? Ugh, that didn't seem real. I get it." Later, calmly approach her and say, "Can I ask you something without being a little weird? Sometimes I just want to make sure you're actually enjoying yourself and not feeling like you have to perform." Then stop, take a breath, and let her have time to respond. No edge, no tone, no pressure. That creates safety, not defense. Now, how women can say, "It's not you," without guilt. Now, if it's internal stress, the body, the mental blocks. She can say, sometimes my mind just doesn't switch off. It's not about you. I'm just really in my head. I really want to, but I'm a little blocked lately. Now this removes his ego from it, her shame from it, and it keeps the connection clean. Now, if it is something he's doing, how does she say it? Ladies, don't start with, you never, you always, you're bad at. That's automatically going to start a confrontation. Instead, say something like, can I tell you something that would really help me relax? When you do this, I notice I get more in my head. Now, it's not a criticism. It's just the way my body responds. That, you're framing everything. Soft, non-blaming, invitational. Now, how men should respond. And this can be where most fail. When she does open up, do not defend, explain, justify, get quiet, get moody, get offended. Even if that's how you feel, say something like, thank you for telling me. That actually helps. I'm really glad you said something. Even if your ego feels hit, you just regulate it. Because her honesty is more important than your pride. And that is leadership. Now, how you actually help her relax. You can help her relax by slowing things down, removing urgency, not checking in constantly, not watching for her reactions, staying physical and emotionally steady. In simple terms, be present, not evaluative. When you're relaxed, she relaxes. When you're waiting, she tightens. Now, ladies, how do you relax if you're mentally blocked? You know, if you're in your head, try not to force it. Don't judge it. Don't rush it. You can say, I just need a second to drop in. My mind's a little busy right now. Okay, just give me a moment. I'm trying to relax. Now, that's not weakness. That's just self-awareness. And if it doesn't happen, that is perfectly okay. Pressure is the block. And that is okay. Now, women, also, how to help yourself relax and get out of your head when you're alone. Now, this next part, I'm going to just speak to the women here for a moment. Because a lot of this pressure doesn't just come from partners. It comes from inside. Now, if you struggle to get there sometimes yourself, that doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It usually means it's a nervous system overload. When your mind is busy, when you're emotionally full, when you're stressed, when you're disconnected from your body, your system stays in doing mode instead of receiving mode, and you can't force that switch. One of the biggest blocks I see is women approaching self-pleasure is seeing it like it's another task to complete. Like, I should be able to. Why can't I? This shouldn't be hard. And that pressure alone can shut the whole thing down. So let me reframe this for you. This isn't a performance. It's a permission. You're not trying to achieve something. You're allowing something. And this part is really important. If your body is tense, your mind won't open. So even before you think about getting anywhere, try regulate yourself first. Slow your breathing. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Let your stomach soften. You're not trying to get somewhere. You're trying to drop in. That's the shift. Now, if your mind is racing, don't fight it. Redirect it. Don't argue with your thoughts. Don't judge them. Just move your attention. Now focus on the physical sensation instead of the thought. Focus on breath instead of outcome. Focus on comfort instead of performance. Let your mind tap into those erotic thoughts. You're not trying to impress anyone here. There's no audience. It's just yourself. And this alone removes a huge block. And I want to talk about guilt for a second, because this is big for a lot of women. A lot of women carry guilt around pleasure. guilt about time, guilt about productivity, guilt about being selfish, guilt about not doing something else. And if part of you feels like you're doing something wrong, your body will stay guarded. So hear this. Give yourself permission without justification. You don't need to earn it. You don't need to explain it. And you don't need a reason. And this is important too. Some days your body will open, and some days it won't. And that is perfectly normal. Forcing it creates tension. Accepting it creates safety. And safety is what allows you to release later. You're not broken. Your body is not broken. It's just asking to be met differently. And when women feel safer within themselves, they feel safer with their partners. When you stop pressuring yourself, you stop pressuring dynamic. And that changes everything between the both of you. Now let's talk about trust. Trust is not built by perfect sex. Trust is built by emotional consistency. If she knows you won't get mad, you won't sulk, you won't punish, you won't withdraw, she will open up. If she knows you'll stay warm, you'll stay steady, you'll stay grounded, she will relax. Safety creates access. Now normalizing reality. Sometimes she will fake it. Sometimes she just won't get there. Sometimes you'll both be off. And that's okay. That is not failure. That is just being human. Sex is not a performance. It's a shared experience. This series was never about blaming women and never about shaming men. It was about understanding what's really happening so you can stop guessing, stop assuming, and start connecting. When you lead with calm, she softens. When you remove the pressure, she opens. And when we regulate ourselves, she can let go. And then when she can't, that's okay too, because connection comes before climax. And when you get that right, everything else gets that little bit easier. Thank you for watching this 4-part series on why do women fake orgasms? Please like and subscribe, and please follow me for more topics on sex, relationships, and psychology. Now, my knowledge doesn't come from a degree or books that I've read or from what I've been told to say or by some learning course. Everything I bring to you in these videos is from my personal experiences in over 10 years of being hired in this adult world. Thank you for watching. I'm Chris Hodgson, and I'll see you next time.